Hey there everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Vegan Trump Supporter, starring me, Big Vern, the Vegan Trump Supporter. Today we want to talk about some recent events that have happened here in our dear country, the United States of America. We experienced the passing of former President George H.W. Bush. He was the President of the United States of America from 1988 to 1992. Now, politics aside, I don't want to get into all that. I want to actually talk about what was it that actually killed the president. Well, it seems to be, don't need to do too much research to find out that it wasn't old age, it wasn't no chronic diseases, it was in fact eggs. Looks like eggs killed former President George H.W. Bush. Now ain't that tragic? Because it could have been so preventable. All he needed to do was just be a vegan and he'd still be alive to this very day. That's all it takes, can you imagine? He started his day off with 3 eggs and some yogurt. All animal products. And it ain't surprising then that later on that day, he died. Much like most people who find their way into starting their day off eating animal products like meat and eggs and steak and yogurt and dairy and milk and ice cream and all these great non-vegan products. At some point, they gonna die. Just like the old president did this last weekend. Now my heart goes out to his family, just thinking that all they needed to do, if they wanted to see him staying alive, was just get rid of the eggs. I mean, it's well documented that when people start eating them eggs, they're highly addictive. Because they have these casomorphines and they got all these other products in them that addict you to them. It's like heroin for some people. And my heart goes out. I'm a very sympathetic Vegan Trump supporter to that family. I didn't want to experience anybody going through the hardships of meat and animal product withdrawals. Lord knows I did it myself. But that's how I lost all my weight, was just bearing down without any bears and being a vegan. Sometimes people want to make it harder than it is, but it ain't. All you gotta do is just not start the day off with 3 eggs there, passed away president. It was that easy. Think about all your family now. Old George W. Bush and Jeb Bush and the deceased Barbara Bush and their kids and all the Bushy family people, and I mean, think about all the government people who loved you so much and believed in you, and all your ex-CIA cohorts, and I mean all the people that died in the wars that you started, and the Iran-Contra folks, and I mean all these people, they now miss you, and it was so avoidable. All you need to do is not start the day with eggs. I mean, the documentation is right there. It's right there in the movie, What the Hell? Just 1 egg equals 5 cigarettes. I mean, could there be anything easier to understand that all you gotta do is not eat an egg? It's like starting your day with 5 cigarettes. And poor President Bush, he had himself 3 eggs on that fateful day, which means that was the equivalent of waking up first thing in the morning, starting the day off with 15 cigarettes. 15 cigarettes. Could you imagine an old man's heart like that? Smoking 15 cigarettes just right out of the gate just like that? No wonder it took him down. And he had so much to live for. So much. He died at the young age of 94. I mean, who knows? Had he not eaten them eggs? Who knows? Maybe he'd still be alive to this day. Maybe he could have made it to 95, 96, 96 and a half. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. My question is, how often do we have to keep having this same nonsensical conversation, debating whether animal products are killing people or not? The evidence is right there. It's right there. It's in our national news now. Just get with it, America. I mean, if nothing else, I just hope that America takes this as a warning. That it could happen to anybody. If old President George H.W. Bush could die from eggs, then we could all die from eggs. I mean, the fact that you can just walk in your grocery store today and buy eggs. I mean, that is so dangerous for so many reasons.
Our records show that you have not updated.
If a president could die, I mean, so can you. So can your children. Going into them grocery stores and seeing them eggs there on all them shelves with the with the nice happy cows and the chickens and the beautiful looking farms. I mean, they really try to push it on you and make it seem like it ain't no big deal. Like people ain't dying from all them eggs and meat and dairy products being sold out there. But it's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's a war zone out there, quite frankly. People are dying. But you know who ain't dying? You know who absolutely ain't dying? Oh, it's the vegans. Oh, that's right, the vegans, they be living for a long, long time. That's right. Look at people like the Seventh-day Adventists. They be living for a long time. 8% of the Seventh-day Adventists, in fact, are vegan. And they be living well into their 80s. Some even into their 90s. Kind of like George H.W. Bush did. But deep in my heart somewhere, I just worry that old President Donald Trump is carrying on with the same reckless diet that President George H.W. Bush did. I mean, Donald Trump's well into his 70s, and could you imagine if we lost him too early? I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't imagine waking up one day and seeing the news that old President Donald Trump woke up one day and had himself a couple eggs and fell dead right there on the floor. That would break my heart. I mean, chickens ain't hatching eggs for us to eat. That's not the point of eggs. The point of eggs is for little baby chickens to pop out and run around and eat bugs and worms and have a fun chicken life. I mean, I love me some good chickens. Not to eat, of course, but just to look at and smile and know that in my heart they make me so happy. I mean, what would we do without them beautiful little chickens? Instead, now they're being turned into the equivalent of so many cigarettes, which we all know are dangerous. In fact, cigarette companies didn't want you to know back in the day that cigarettes were dangerous. Kind of like the meat people want to do. All the animal product people want you to believe that animal products ain't dangerous. Oh yeah? Well, here's the evidence right there. One president, dead, gone. Could have been prevented. Somewhere out there, there's a little baby crying, thinking about what could have been. He might have been able to see old George H.W. Bush make it to a little bit older of an age. But neither that baby, nor the president, nor the baby's parents, nor the president's children get to see that day. Ain't that heartbreaking? Boy, we want to cry about so many things about in this country. But the answer to salvation and peace is right in front of us. So let's take a note from this and all try to be a little better. And it breaks my heart to think that the president was stuck there eating eggs like maybe that was the only option for the old man. Like he couldn't make himself some fake eggs or some egg beaters or some kind of egg substitute. Maybe pour yourself a nice bowl of oatmeal like a respectable old man would do. Maybe a nice bowl of vegetable soup or maybe some lentil beans. That's a great way to start your day. Maybe just a kale smoothie. That's a great way to start your day. But eggs, Mr. President. You know who I blame? I blame the people around him. I blame the people who didn't look out for the old president's goodwill. I just hope President George H.W. Bush is in a better place. Not eating animal products, looking down on us here with a big bowl of lentil soup saying, this is what I should have done. We're going to miss you, George H.W. Bush. Politics aside, you were a person here. And, well, people die. It's just a fact of life. Unless they're vegan, then they don't die. No, vegans live forever. That's just the truth. I'll see you in heaven, George H.W. Bush, or wherever you are. Unless you're in hell. If you're in hell, I won't see you there because I'm not going to hell. Because I'm a vegan. I'm going to heaven. I mean, that's just the long and short of it right there. I mean, that's undeniable. I can't go to hell because I ain't killing nobody. I ain't killing no animals. That's just what it is. So, I'm just going to have to just leave it at that. Thank you so much. God bless.